Good morning and welcome to our Wellness Wednesday Health Show. My name is Dr. H. Colliu, President of Back Pain and Sciatica Center of Texas, Houston Neuropathy Solutions, and Houston Stem Cell Solutions. The goal of the show is to bring you relevant health and wellness information from local health experts to help you improve your health immediately. Our topic for today's show is eating healthy, or should I say drinking healthy, on the go. And I'm excited to be here on location at Main Squeeze Juice Company in Conroe, Texas, with Ashley Tassin, their manager.
Hi.
Ashley, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, I want to share something that I came across recently in this past week. In the midst of this COVID-19 crisis, a lot of people have been introduced to the term comorbidities, which means an existing health condition that someone has. So, for example, if someone has cancer or diabetes, that's an existing health condition. And we've learned that if someone has an existing health condition, it significantly increases their risk of being hospitalized from COVID-19 or really any virus or other infection for that matter. So it's really brought to light in the healthcare community that as Americans, unfortunately, we are really, really unhealthy. And when I came across what the top 3 conditions were, I was like, all right, we need to get some more nutrition information on the go. So here are the top 3 conditions: hypertension or high blood pressure. Number 2 was obesity or being overweight. And number 3 was diabetes or elevated blood sugar levels. All 3 of those things are significantly impacted and can be both treated and prevented with better diet and nutrition. And I remember being at a conference several years ago, and one of my mentors was speaking, and he said, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot medicate your way out of a lifestyle disease. And unfortunately, hypertension, obesity, diabetes, those are primary lifestyle diseases. So that's why we're here today to talk about eating healthy or drinking healthy on the go. So Ashley, you've been the manager here since they first opened over 14 months ago, correct?
Correct.
What first got you interested in working at a place like this and being healthy?
Yeah, so it's a really cool concept. About 6.5 years ago, whenever I had my daughter, it was really important to me to be able to provide that healthy lifestyle for her. So we started eating healthy and finding different places that provided healthier options for us, such as smoothies, kind of very similar to Main Squeeze before we actually opened here. So once we opened here, it was a huge difference for us to be able to have something easy and on the go.
Now, what was it you said when your daughter was born?
Mm-hmm.
What was like the switch that went like, all right, this is important?
Well, because you're not only taking care of yourself and you're really trying to make a difference, because now you're taking care of someone else, trying to make sure that they're getting the maximum amount of nutrition throughout any meal that they're actually getting. So to us, as she's growing, that's really, really important that she maintains that healthy lifestyle.
Okay. And I hear that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We go through maybe our younger years, high school, college, we're invincible, maybe we don't have the best habits, and then we have a child or some other health event. Maybe for some people listening, it's a diagnosis of some type of disease, and they're like, hey, this is a wake-up call. I need to start being more aware of what I'm putting it in my body. So you mentioned you started going to other places even before working here at Main Squeeze. And I remember when this place first started opening, the sign was on Main Squeeze Juice Company. I live in Montgomery, so I was driving by here quite frequently. And I remember thinking, Main Squeeze, what is that? I'm like, oh, it's probably like an orange place. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I lived in California for a couple of years, doing like a residency type program, and they had like an Orange Julius type place. And so I was like, oh, maybe it's just an orange juice place. Never put much thought into it, really. And you guys are so much more than that. So what is Main Squeeze?
Yeah, so Main Squeeze, it actually originated, the home is in Lake Charles, Louisiana. So we actually serve as a hub to actually increase nutrition for those in an easier lifestyle on the go. We truly consider our loyal customers, this is like a second home for them. So really making healthy easy for people is our biggest focus.
Now, when I first realized you guys were more than just like an orange juice company, it was the staff at my office. So it seemed like almost every day, one of my staff would come back with a container. They would, people out like 4 to 6 different containers or juices. And I was like, what are you guys doing? Like this is our lunch. And I'm like, what do you mean this drinking? Like, No, like there's enough nutrition in here that fills us up, and that's really what first turned me on to, hey, Main Squeeze is more than just an orange juice company. It's in fact a whole lot more.
It is, absolutely.
How would you guys say you're different? Because there's like Smoothie King, there's Jamba Juice. These are ones that have been around for a while and that I was familiar with personally before you guys opened. So how would you say you're different compared to those other places?
So Main Squeeze is truly different. For one, with all of our smoothies, we have 0 ice. So what that means is in one 24-ounce cup, you're actually getting at least 2 full servings of fruits and vegetables, which most people do not consume within a day. So with that being said, at other typical smoothie and juice places, they actually add about 20% ice. So you're actually not getting those whole foods.
So, like I know if I make a smoothie at home, sometimes we'll do that. Like we'll add an ice just to increase the liquid so it gets a little bit cooler. What we're saying is you don't add that extra filler, if you will. Pretty much whatever you're consuming is going to be the nutrients from whatever fruit or vegetable you're using, correct?
Absolutely.
Are there any other fillers or things that you add in, or is it just the juices?
So we have 0 fillers, ice, or added sugar in any of our products here at Main Squeeze, whether it's as simple as a smoothie or an actual acai berry bowl. They have 0 added ice or sugar.
And that's so important for you guys listening today, because if you start to read labels, like say you go to the grocery store and pick something up. I remember there's a few different juices that over the years that I initially liked, and I started reading the labels, and I'm like, wait a minute, there's 20 different ingredients in here. Half of them I can't pronounce. So even though it looks very healthy from the outside, it had a cool label, some good marketing, like I thought this was really healthy. I was like, there's a lot of other things added. And here it said, what you see is what you get.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Very, very cool. Now, this was another concern that I had. It was I like my smoothies or juices cold. So if there's no ice added, how do you get it cold or cool?
Yeah, so we actually use whole frozen fruit. For our bananas, that is, I would say, 80% of our smoothies, the base. It's really the part of our smoothies. We actually fill the bananas here. It would freeze on for a 24-hour period, which it makes it very easy. You can also do at home. So having those frozen fruits actually keeps that cool consistency. You never have to worry about your smoothie watering down. It'll get to a different temperature, but it'll never water down.
Because there's not tons of ice in there.
Exactly.
Okay, very cool. You mentioned something at home. Let's go there, and then we're going to do a brief tour, and you can highlight some of the different, more popular drinks and things that you have here. If someone's sitting at home and they'd be like, okay, cool, I've always wanted to get into like juicing or smoothie making, what's something simple that someone can try at home?
So actually one of my most favorite smoothies here is the Mango J. So what that is simply orange juice, which you can actually get at any store. I recommend something without pulp. If you're one that doesn't like pulp, and then having frozen mangoes. So we know right now with the pandemic going on, it's kind of hard to find produce. So having that frozen fruit, so mango that you can actually get in the grocery store, frozen already, easy to store at home. You're able to put that into a blender, blend it up. I personally like to add fresh strawberries to mine. You can cut the stems off if you find them at your grocery store, freeze them, and then adding a little bit of pea protein to it, and that actually helps to increase the protein. So something really, really easy to make at home.
Okay, very cool. Now you just said something, pea protein.
Yeah.
As opposed to, most places will use whey protein. You guys would be more natural.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you guys use pea protein instead of whey protein?
Well, so it's going to have all natural products. We also offer vegan protein. It just depends on which one you're in the mood for to complement the smoothie the best. Like our vegan protein actually has a chocolate flavor. So that's why I opt to go with the pea protein. It's extracted from a pea. Versus other products like whey protein, they're going to be filled with other products that you may not know exactly what are in them.
Okay. And for myself, and some people out there may be like, look, if I have juice, I get hungry like an hour later. And so I found that when I put protein, when I add it, it actually will fill me up. Many of you will find the same thing if you juice before to protein smoothies or other things, protein your body takes longer to break down, so it will satisfy your hunger and give you energy for anywhere from 3+ hours, just depending on your metabolism. But that was another concern that I heard me, like, if I just have juice, like, I'm still hungry. Well, I had some protein in there, and then it keeps you satisfied and takes longer to burn that energy off. What is, like, who's the average person that comes to Main Schools? I mean, obviously, if I'm like, hey, I want some fried chicken for lunch, I'm like, I'm going to Chick-fil-A or Popeyes or something, but who comes to Main Squeeze? And if someone's sitting at home thinking, gosh, is this a place for me? How can you help identify that?
So I really feel like Main Squeeze could be a great place for anyone. If you're looking for a smoothie to cool down, especially during these hot days, or if you're just looking to increase your intake in fruits and vegetables, having something to satisfy your hunger without having the different options of those foods that are rather fattening, not as healthy. You actually end up feeling better in the long run whenever you put those different fruits and veggies into your body that you're normally not getting. And so somebody that may be looking for like a smoothie bowl, we actually have toast here as well. So really, really great fresh start for the morning, or a cold pressed juice.
You know, we were talking before we turned the camera on. You said before you guys would open at 7 and you guys are fairly busy with people on their way to work. Did you find people, this would be like their breakfast on the go?
Absolutely.
And I think that's so important. Breakfast, we've heard over and over, is the most important meal of the day. I'm personally not a big fan of just like chugging coffee and then that's my breakfast. I know a lot of people that is, but having to start the day with vitamins, minerals, fruits, and vegetables, that really is the best way. In America, we've developed this culture, and like you can't break it. It's a part of it. Food is part of our culture. Like we had a huge Mother's Day gathering. I say huge. It was like, you know, my mom and dad, my wife's mom and dad. So huge for COVID terms, right? But it was really cool to have everybody there, and we had tons of food, right? Probably overate. And I share that because culturally we eat socially in this country. We overeat. We don't eat to fuel our body, but coming to a place like this or incorporating more fruits and vegetables allows you to fuel your body. Right? I always joke that, you know, they made it so easy for our cars because they give us like 3 to 4 options of gas, right? 3 different grades of gas or diesel. I think they knew if they didn't give us those 3 options plus diesel, we may see like a sign on the wall that says Coke and 99 cents for 2 liter, and some high school kid's gonna be like, hey, why don't I just put Coke in my gas tank because it's a lot cheaper than gas? It's almost silly to think of that, but yet things we never dream of putting in the engine of our vehicle, we put in our body on a daily basis. And then we wonder why, like the research, why do we have high blood pressure? Why do we have obesity epidemic? Why do we have a diabetic epidemic in this country? So very, very important. Let's do this. We're going to switch the camera out. And if you wouldn't mind, you highlight some of the different juices you have here. You mentioned the term bowl, which some of it thinking, how do you make a juice bowl? And you can explain that and some of the other things over here.
Absolutely.
So give me just a second. We'll come here. Let's switch the camera around. We will. Yeah. Perfect. All right.
All right. So here we have all of our cold pressed juices. They consume anywhere from 2 to 4 pounds of produce inside each bottle.
Did you say 2 to 4 pounds of produce?
2 to 4 pounds of produce in each bottle. Yes.
Okay.
So they are cold pressed, so that also makes this a little bit different. Some juice bars and smoothie bars don't use a cold press.
So what is a cold press?
A cold press actually allows us to have the maximum amount of nutrition stored within that juice while pressing it. So there's very minimum heat applied to it.
Okay.
Yes, it makes it vitamin rich, which is really great and what you're really looking for whenever you're looking to drink a cold pressed juice. So that way you can actually consume that. How many people have 2 to 4 pounds of produce in a day?
How many people have 2 to 4 pounds of produce in a week? Right? So here you can get it in like a fraction of a day.
Absolutely.
An hour. Okay.
So those are cold pressed juices. We also offer cleansing. So if you're looking to get on the full wagon to have a gut reset, you can also do something similar to that. We have milks, which actually help to keep you full. They're soaked in flaxseed, and that actually increases the protein as well.
Is it the almond milk up here that I see?
It is.
Okay.
And and it's a really, really great start to the day. And in the mornings, whenever we actually come in, we typically have samples of every juice, so that also makes this a little bit different. You actually get to try it before you get to pick the one that you want to take with you.
Okay, that is cool. Almost like, maybe not the best example, but when you go to an ice cream shop and you get the little tasting spoon, not healthy, but yet an occasional sweet, but that way they can say, hey, what flavor is going to be best, what I like.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
So that's just a little bit about our cold press juices. And then
Now, I see these shots, right? I've seen these shots. Tell me more about those.
So our wellness shots really,
And that's these little ones, right?
Yes, they're 2.5 ounces each. My personal favorite is going to be the Cure Shot. That one's a really, really great add-in if you're just looking for a little pick-me-up, if you're having any kind of congestion, like sinus congestion, pressure. That's going to be a really, really great one. Also a great metabolism booster.
Yeah.
And then we also have our Beetroot Lime and Coconut Water, which is extremely high in electrolytes. We have our wheatgrass, which that little bitty bottle there consumes 2.5 pounds of produce.
2.5 pounds of produce.
You got it, in the wheatgrass.
Jam-packed in that little shot. Love it, love it. I'd much rather, as a doctor, I'd much rather see someone consume a shot of wheatgrass than the 5-hour energy shot that they have at the convenience stores. So.
And then we also have our espresso, which is really, really great for energy. So that's another one, and it's a good metabolism booster.
Now, I saw online that throughout Houston, and maybe even throughout other cities, that Main Squeeze was donating or working in partnership with other companies to get these to different hospitals and first responders.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, very cool. Tell just a little bit about that.
So basically what we did is we had, on Mondays we had donations. So we were able to go out to different hospitals and drop off donations of Cure Shots. For example, I drove out to Sugar Land and delivered 150 wellness shots along with another team from the Woodlands as well as the Sugar Land location. So really cool concept to be able to go out there and deliver these wellness shots so that way it keeps them feeling energized and gives them that that just overall good feeling to keep any kind of germs and things like that, help them with their health.
Which is great, again, just from a health perspective. I think that's wonderful that they had this as opposed to like an afternoon iced coffee or a 5-hour energy shot where it's just a lot of caffeine, but now they're actually getting nutrients to power their body. Very cool. All right, I love these baskets in the back. So like, this is the menu. You might not be able to see it well in the video. If you just want to briefly go over some of the more popular items here on the menu.
Yeah, so with our smoothies, which you'll see in the center, I would say at our Main Squeeze location, the most popular is going to be our classic smoothie. It's a very, very easy smoothie. It's apple juice, banana, and strawberry. So somebody that may not be super familiar with smoothies or what they enjoy, that's one of our #1 sellers. And then we have green protein, which is going to be one of my personal favorites. It's really, really filling. It's got that protein in there, like we kind of talked about earlier, to help you fill that hunger. And then I would say protein punch is also another one of our very, very popular ones, strawberry, banana, and rice milk. So all of our products, we have 0 dairy. We're gluten-free, dairy-free. And so for those that may have food allergies, this is also a great alternative.
Okay, very, very cool. Now, for those watching or listening and just hearing about Main Squeeze, where are you guys located? You have like a Facebook page they can connect to as well. Can you give us all that info?
Yeah, so you can actually look us up on Facebook. We do have a Facebook page. It's going to be Main Squeeze Juice Co. in Conroe. And then we also have an Instagram account, and that's just going to be Main Squeeze Juice Co. And that is actually for all the stores. So if you ever do come in and you feel like you want to share, always make sure that you share that you're in Conroe, so that way they can actually see where you're coming from, since we have so many different stores.
And then where is the Conroe location? Like, where are we at right now?
So we are at 850 South Loop 336, Suite 100. So right on the loop.
Yeah, South Loop, and right by the new development, Grand Central Park, kind of across the street from there. Awesome, Ashley. Well, thank you. I know you guys are about to open, so I'm gonna switch the camera back one more time, the other direction here. Thank you for your time this morning. For all of our listeners, as always, we wish you the best in health, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Have a good one.